Capricorn, hi. So this is going to be a reading for May 25th through the 31st. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Cappy. The overall energy for the reading, the Chariot. What the hell is up with my hair? What happened? Whatever. Problems. Anyways. For a Leo, hey. You know what? I'm kind of getting a little bit of you're on the right track with this one, but everything else that kind of surrounds it, it just gives me something else, and I can't place it. It's not the opposite. It's not like you're not on the right path, but it's definitely you're on the right path-ish. Then I don't know. We'll figure it out. In the recent past, the Justice, the Two of Wands, the Strength card. Something. I think you're thinking of the right way to do something there. You know, you're trying to give yourself a little bit of time to determine the right way to do something. Or the right way for you, at least. But I think you're trying to take into consideration everything that's involved or everyone. But it's tough, so it's taking you some time there. Okay. In the current situation, the Ten of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups. I don't understand. It's just opposite. Every time it's opposite. I see something and it's like, oh, there it is, and then opposite. You look to be excited about something. You look to be super, super drawn towards something, but it's a no-go. It's like, nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to go there. It's like, why? The energy is super open and clear here. It's like, go, do. And you're, nope. Okay, I don't understand shit about this reading as of right now, but we'll see, I guess. In the immediate future, the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, the Hangman. Okay, I thought things would open up a little bit, but no, they shut down even more. Okay, so there's the energy of self-love here. You're not seeing something about this one. Because I kind of see you saying, hey, I'm putting myself first here, and I care about my own needs and things like that. But then there's something about this that you're not seeing clearly. And with the Hangman being there, it's almost like you're not supposed to see it quite yet. Maybe to go through the lesson first, and then you get to see. I don't know. You know what? Let's clarify, because I'm what the hell? This is how we open up the week with taboo. Anyways, let's see here. For the Chariot, you get the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. Oh, that's why. So it does look like you're on the right track, at least to you. You feel like you're on the right track here. It feels like, oh my God, yeah, everything's great. Yeah, let's go, let's do. And then you doubt. That's why the energies keep on showing up like, oh, okay, so there's the opposite of that. Because you show up with doubts along the way, kind of like, oh, I feel like everything's great here, da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, hold on, am I on the right track? Am I doing the right thing? Am I, you know? So there's a little bit of self-doubt in there. The Page of Pentacles is there, so that usually indicates that you're learning. When you do fall into your own doubts, you're probably learning from this process as you go. So good. Let me do the Justice card in the recent past. The Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Okay. Now, everything feels good here. There's a foundation at play. There's not a lot of, like, crazy fireworky type of an energy, you know, like, oh my God, this is out of the world, amazing, and da-da-da. No, but it is stable. There is love. There is effort being put. Everything feels right in a situation. For the Two of Wands, you get the Star, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. Okay, well, somebody's having a little bit of an identity crisis in the middle of all of this. So while everything feels right here so there's your energy, and then there's at least another energy that I see this kind of playing out around. And while everything feels good in there, you or them is stopping in the middle of everything and asking themselves, what do I want? What do I really want out of life in general? So somebody's going through it. Somebody can't figure out what it is that they want. And I feel like they're giving themselves a little bit of time to figure it out. But I'm not seeing, after some time, I'm not seeing a response to that, in all honesty. I'm still seeing a little bit of a question mark in there. Let me do the Strength card. In the recent past, you get the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords. All right, so somebody, again, is coming up with a solution, a decision. Oh, I know what I want. So this is what I want. After serious consideration and, I know. I have clarity now. I hope that's not you at this point in the reading. Because no, I don't think they do. I think they tell themselves that they know what they want, but there's deception at the end of it. And by saying I know what I want, it also implies a sense of having to make some tough choices, to get that something. So I'm like, I would be okay with that, because sometimes we do need to make some tough choices. I'm not okay with the fact that this does not look or feel clear at the end of this process still. It makes the person think that, no, I know. Okay. I don't think so. But okay. I don't understand what the fuck. Tough decisions were made, but anyways. For the Ten of Swords, you get the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so I see a commitment here to something or someone, and I see you cutting yourself loose from it. Maybe that's one of the tough decisions that came out of there. You're free. You're out on your own. You're good to go. Easy breezy. Here I go. I'm on my own. For the Page of Wands, in the current situation, you get the Page of Swords, the World card, the Three of Swords. You make it look so easy. That's the problematic part here. Because not that you want to, but that's how initially you take it. And the problem with that is, I don't have a problem if it shows up this easy. Like, good for you. Teach me how to do that, Like, yay. The problem is, when somebody goes through something so lightly, it affects them somehow, somewhere, sometime. Because once you decide, okay, I'm out of here, I'm closing this off, here I go, I'm starting over, I'm fresh, cycle closed. Once you close that cycle, you're being flooded with the pain of that, too, because there's pain behind it. It's not as easy as it looks. It never is. There's something there. Girls, what happened? Do you have a ghost? I saw you both. Kind of. And there's nothing there. You're blinking at me? Okay. Anyways, pain is coming through. The minute you close that chapter off, and writing that chapter in such an easy way, but then closing it off, that's when the flood kind of, the pain comes in. What the hell is going on here? Why do things look so easy breezy here, but then when it comes down to it, it's like, hold on, it's not as easy as it looks. But why are you in the phase of taking it so light? And then you even know that it's not that light. For the Queen of Cups, in the current situation, you get the Justice card, the High Priestess, the Six of Pentacles. Okay. You have this unexplained trust that everything's going to be okay. So that helps a lot. That's why things ultimately kind of look easy, because you have this inner trust that, hey, everything's going to be okay. You might not feel it all the time, but it's there constantly. This inner trust in how things are going to play out. Well, that's helpful for sure, and that would, make something look easier than what it is. Alrighty, for the Queen of Pentacles in the immediate future, you get the Sun, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. There's a partnership that shows up, and then there's your angle to it is that in which you put yourself first. The problem is you're not doing it. So the approach here is, we're balanced, we're equal, we're teamwork here. I got your back, you got mine. But I'm going to function in this from the perspective of, thinking of myself first, and then, so that I can give in a healthy way to this situation, right? The problem is you're doing anything but that. You're not putting yourself first here, even though you think you're functioning from that place. And I don't know what kind of partnership. It kind of leads me a little bit to work, but it could be something else. But let me do the Moon in the immediate future, the Hermit, the King of Wands, the Five of Wands. You're struggling a little bit, but it's not showing on the surface. You're killing me here. You're not usually one to kind of internalize things in such way, but like I'm seeing here. But in this reading, you're like, you are kind of going through it at the underneath layers of the surface. You're not exposing much of what you're truly experiencing outside of yourself here. You're just kind of painting a picture of what you're experiencing, and then when I look a little deeper, that's where I see the struggle here. For some reason you're internalizing a little bit more than on the surface. Everything's peachy, but anyways, that's your process right now, and that's okay. Sometimes it happens, even if usually it's not like this. There is some inner conflict here. There is some struggle here. There is some potential regret that is kind of underneath the surface there over whatever it is you're ending here right now. So that's coming through. Maybe some guilt, then you go from guilt to, no, I did the right thing. Then, did I though? I don't know about that. So there is a little bit of struggle there, which is usually quite normal. What's throwing me off is the fact that it's quite internalized. And you're usually one to, it's not like you're going to come out like a fire sign, for example, with everything, but it's not. It's usually a water sign characteristic, this one. But anyways, as I said, sometimes it happens where you're struggling a little bit internally while on the surface, no, everything's peachy here. For the Hangman, in the immediate future, you get the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers. Ooh, you're contemplating so hard. Like, I've got a couple of points in this reading in which I see this, like, major life-breaking types of energies. Like that one over there, the existential crisis or whatever that was in the past. And then there's this contemplating over, I'm not sure if it's a specific connection or if it's just, you see someone, a person, and you're like, are you the one? Could you be the one? Or, could you be that one that I've been looking for all my life? Something like that. There's a little bit of, because something's going on here where someone has shown up in your life in a certain way, and now you may view them in a different way. I'm not sure if it's from good to bad or the other way around, in the sense of maybe it was just someone you didn't even want to spend time with, and now all of a sudden, oh my God, there's this connection with me and this person, or the other way around. It's like you started off with, oh my God, and now it's like, yeah, no. I don't know. But there's definitely a little bit of something shifting in your perception over a particular person in your life, and the way you perceive them is changing. But anyways, let me do the universe to close it off. The Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Swords. Things are changing here. Things are shifting like crazy for you. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff happening, in all honesty, from what I can see on your end. And you could get overwhelmed at times where it's like, okay, even if there are good things, let's say, that are coming in fast or coming in like, a lot of changes at one time, they could feel overwhelming. Could feel like, oh my God, it's too much. I need a break, Or you could go the opposite extreme of, because they feel overwhelming, you might start overthinking. And then we have an issue. But there's a lot of stuff happening, that's for sure. You're right about that. So when you feel overwhelmed, just give yourself a break. A couple of minutes away from... You don't have to participate in all of this energy at once. Just give yourself a little bit of time. And then come back to it. Don't let it get to you in that phase of overthinking. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped. And I'll see you next time.